I could find that. That's
Robert found that. And it's 10 o'clock. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the December 12th, 2023 Huerfano County Commissioner meeting, now in session. The first item would be approval of the agenda.
Commissioners, I have no changes to the agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the agenda?
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call for the vote.
Commissioner Spolita,
Yes.
Commissioner Andreetta,
Yes.
Chairman Militia,
Yes,
motion passes.
consent agenda,
No consent agenda for today.
always good. Public comment, Paul Riker.
Good morning.
Would you step forward to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Paul Winker. 218 West Garland Street in Levita. I'm here to speak about, had a conversation recently with Economic Development in Denver. Hannah Krieger said that I present her with a proposal for development of a credential to teach children reading while addressing the underlying emotional issues of the adverse childhood experience, and she presents that to the governor. I need assistance in this. I thought that this was going to be a grassroots thing, that when I speak with folks here in the county and educators and child care people, that they want to engage in this and see it brought forward. I'm very disappointed in the response I've had. I'd like to read through portions of an article from Reuters. This came out last week. Mathematics reading skills is unprecedented decline in teenagers. On the average, 1 out of 15-year-olds tested as a low performer in math reading, with such means that they could not use or interpret basic algorithms or interpret simple tests. The studies found. There are underlying structural factors, and they are more likely to be permanent features our education system and policy makers should really take seriously. I come to this from the adverse childhood experience. That is when a child has fear events in their life. They cannot concentrate to read, specifically to comprehend or recall the item that they're reading. That means the paper that they're reading is no more effective to their education than sprinkling toner on the paper and them reading black dust. They're not comprehending it and able to recall what they've read. This is it goes on to their ability to develop a career. In speaking with the county commissioner's office in Pueblo a year ago, one of the managers of that office said, if this turns into a police action, then there's law enforcement. The child ends up going to prison because they don't develop a career, they end up engaging in criminal activity. Let it go on to being a law enforcement issue. That's not where childhood abuse should end up, as a law enforcement issue. In speaking with the county commissioner's office in El Paso County, they said, what you're presenting is so big, only the federal government can do this. I think this is grassroots. I think this is us. In our care for children to develop into being the best person they were born to be. I'd like to leave you with these, a copy of the, Reuters article. And also with copies of the information that I had submitted through email about the adverse childhood experience. But I want to come back to what was said. Anna Krieger said, if this business plan moves forward to us, I'll forward it to the governor's office. I've also had assistance with the Pueblo Small Business Development. They said, when you can provide a business plan, we'll bring it forward. We'll help you work and develop this. But there's no business in helping a child who can't read. There's no money. There's no investment. There's no payment for those services. How does a business plan become developed for a product that is sorely needed and has no financial capacity to bring that business plan forward? So this is where our need is. Our need is a business plan so the governor can respond to it. But when that child cannot pay, there's no business. It's not a business. It never was a business. It never will be a business. But it's care that has to be taken care of on a social basis. Because a child who lives in fear, who grew up in fear, who cannot concentrate because of fear, won't learn. And if that learning of reading does not occur in the sweet spot of those few sweet special years, their career won't go. So I've got copies here for anyone who'd like to read what I've written. Move forward with this. And I want to make myself available because I think it's the most important thing I can do in my life is to bring this story forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's the Reuters article.
Is there any other public comment? Anyone online? We have someone. Please, phone number. 250-2626. State your name and address for the record, please.
Can you hear me?
Kinda.
Can you hear me?
You're really faint.
My name is B. May Sandoval.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
What?
Her name's D. May Sandoval. Did you hear that?
I heard, yeah, we heard that.
Oh, okay, great. It sounds like Commissioner Andrietta can hear me. Couple questions. So in reference to the employee meeting,
That, we can't hear you.
okay, thank you.
Oh, she said thank you.
Well, it sounds like Commissioner Andrietta can hear me.
Are you speaking away from your microphone?
Or on speaker.
I'm speaking into my iPhone, yes.
If maybe you can move closer to the mic, it's just, you're really faint.
Well, hold on a minute.
And if she's on speakerphone.
How about now?
That's
Oh,
not
that's a
bad.
lot better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so in reference to the employee meeting, so do you have a strategy for the layoffs?
how are you determining the layoffs? And then also in the meeting, there was never a mention of what the savings you were hoping to accomplish with the healthcare plan change. Do you have an amount that you're striving for with that change? Have you reached out to the marketplace to see if you can get better coverage under another provider?
So
What all are you doing to ensure that you're taking care of the employees in the best way possible?
that was our goal, is to take care of the employees in the best way possible. And we will not go out and try to find a different insurance carrier. That has happened in the past with different counties that leave because they get a great rate from somebody, some private carrier, and then the next year the private carrier doubles or triples the insurance rates, the premiums. So we're not going to go out and shop our insurance carrier at this point.
Because we're
Okay, and you don't think that you can negotiate that with someone?
No.
So I think it might be relevant to point out that at this point, we cannot leave CTSI even if we wanted to. The date to leave CTSI, to leave the health pool is in the summer. So we're contractually obligated at least until next summer.
Okay. Well, I just think it's a sad statement looking at what you're paying out monthly to overtime in the sheriff's department. You could have hired a couple of more people, in my opinion, with that amount of overtime being paid out. But anyway, good luck with your process. Hope you do what's best for the citizens of Huerfano County and the employees of Huerfano County. Thank you.
Thank you.
The reason there is overtime is because we are unable to hire, but the job still has to be completed.
Okay, anyone else online that wants to speak? Okay, our next item is appointments honoring elders and youngers, and this is Sandy Dolak.
Got a whole crew out here.
You
Yeah. Nice.
This is fun, this is fun.
Yeah.
Paul, Willa, and Lula, and Sam.
You got it. Colorful.
It's fine, I kind of came here and there. You got it. Oh, Sandy Dolak from Levita. This one's been so darn fun. I've got to apologize to Lula and Willa. I had red sweatshirts that are embroidered with their name that say Youth Honor, but Janet at the embroidery places is closed, so I couldn't get them, but I'll get them to you because they're cute. So meanwhile, my elves have hats. This is cool.
Yeah.
So my honored elders this month, I'm doing 3. Sam and Sylvia Skirbo, they've been Santa since I got to Huerfano County in 2001. And anytime I needed a Santa for anything, but my store or the school or Head Start, Sam was there. It makes me sad. Sam and his wife have been wonderful. And he's so good with the kids. And it was such a gift from the heart. So when I thought it would be fun for them to be all along, I planned on them being my honored elders in December and look towards them coming. And when I called Sam and he said, yeah, they do that. And then I said, can you wear your Santa Claus regalia? He said, you know, I've passed it all on except for the hat. And I thought, that's probably Sam. I mean, they are such generous people. Meanwhile, I had a new friend that showed up in Levita, and this is Paul Miller. And probably most of you don't know Paul. Oh, Paul Harris, Mia Miller and Paul Harris, yeah. And anyway, they came to Levita from Alaska. Now, where would be a better place for Santa to come from Alaska? And it's so fun because we can talk Alaska talk, and I can do that all day long because I love living in Alaska. So when I needed a Santa for something recently, Mia said, ask Paul. I bet he'd do it for you. And Paul did the same thing in Anchorage that Sam did down here. And he did a lot of things for the military children. There's so many military in installations in Anchorage, and he became Santa for the military. So I've got my new Santa, I've got my old Santa, and when I talk to my old Santa, and can I tell him how old young Sam? Sam is 88. Sam said, I'd love to meet the new Santa. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity for a little bit of the changing and sharing of the garden. I feel like we ought to pass a reindeer or something. So anyway, that's my people. So, and then Lula and Willa have been my friends for years and years. I don't know how long they have been in Levita, but they have done the neatest things, and they come from parents that are neat parents and educators. And I love the family. And from the time they were little, Lula and Willa were doing good things for the community. And I'm going to read something that I got about them. Lula, who's now 13, and Willa, who's 10, Gripka were born in Ascension, Paraguay, where their parents taught in the American school. They now live in 10 school in Levita. And if there wasn't other things for me to love, the Gripkas also taught on the Navajo reservation. So, just be still in my heart with everything that's around me today. The girls both enjoy participating in 4-H and helping care for livestock, bees, pets, and gardens at their family ranch. Empathy is a key part of their lives, whether it's bottle feeding an abandoned baby goat, cutest pictures of them and their baby goats, making a surprise birthday cake, or helping older folks move possessions. They always do their best to make a newcomer, outsider, or uncomfortable person feel welcome, including their live-in foreign exchange student. Both also love performing in local theater and school shows, doing arts and crafts, and finding good books to read in the school and public libraries. Rarely am I in the library in Levita that one of the Gripkas is not there too, and I'm in the library. So, I've watched these girls become so involved in the community, including several years ago, they organized a love-in. We had a guy that was protesting out in front of Charlie's for something that was pretty stupid, in my opinion. And they just thought we needed to do something nice. So they organized a love-in, and be still my heart, they invited my pig. So my pig was in the wagon with a Pigs for Peace protest sign, and we had a love-in. But that's the kind of things they do. I watch them gather things, share things, give things away. They're up and down the streets. They're just ambassadors of Christmas all year long. I've watched them grow and evolve with their 4-H activities and become more and more visible through arts and culture. When I shared the intention that Lula and Willow would be our honored youth in December, unanimously, the response was, what a great choice. And I need to put another plug in for some kids that are coming up, that Erica's boys, we've got Maddox and Jet and Tommy Price's boys, Truett and Sawyer. They were my junior ambassadors in the event, the Coal Camps and Cow Camps events. We have got some great kids coming up in Levita County. These are 2 of them, and these are my honored elders and youngers for the month of December. Thank you. This is Sam and Sylvia. And Willa. And Lula. I have sweatshirts for the oldest, and I will have sweatshirts for my youngers too. So we'd like to be pictures up here with the county commissioners.
Yeah, we can come on up. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
I'm gonna go over my car. Too far away to see you guys close your eyes.
Right, close.
I get going. Thank you. We're gonna go over to the merchant field and have them. Breakfast and coffee, everybody wants to join us in the next town. Always the Santa.
Yeah.
So I want to what you want, you can access the jet board if you want to.
That's fine.
Well, that is outstanding. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Another thing we have, which you might get the money that the city money will make it happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, right.
Next is land use, conditional use permit 15-10. Botsburg Cannabis.
Good morning, commissioners. I apologize, I just noticed as I was looking through here, I forgot to attach the email where it says attach, see attached email. So here's the update, from the last meeting, back in July, for the quarterly report on Wassenberg Cannabis. At the Board of County Commissioners meeting on July 25th, the commissioners made a motion and voted unanimously to conditionally continue the conditional use permit number 15-010, provided that no marijuana growing operations can occur until such time an operational plan is presented to the BOCC for approval. A quarterly update is to be given by David Lesser on buildings and grounds maintenance. This is to be sent to land use staff to be put on the agenda. And I said that on November 21st, an email received from David Lesser for his quarterly check-in, PC attached email. I had to update my report and I forgot to put the attached email back in. And Mr. Lesser is on Zoom, I see. And what he wrote was, by way of an update, we have one group that claims that they want to put a facility into operation for cannabis cultivation and have toured several times. I have not been able to get anything from arranged as of yet. I also have some discussions with a not-for-profit group that is interested in turning into a campus for their mission. They have submitted a very low offer to purchase and indicated it is a starting point. So we're going to continue the negotiations. This would be a non-cannabis use. I will continue to keep you posted as things progress. Best regards. DHL. Then I have to add on to that update. The cannabis, let's see, Wassenberg Cannabis got vandalized this weekend. They have apprehended the 5 of the 6 suspects. They did between what they estimate at this point between $150,000 and $200,000 worth of damage to the facility. The reports are still in progress. I did speak with Captain Report yesterday, and he said it's going to be a little while before we get the reports back from all that because they have so much information they need to gather. Questions? Mr. Lesser, do you have any comments?
I think that's pretty comprehensive. The not-for-profit does not seem to be moving forward at this time. The other group indicates that they are still very intent on moving forward, but it has not progressed to where I have any definitive terms. I was was trying to reach them yesterday and did not speak to them. Other than that, I don't have any other updates. Unfortunately, this break-in has been pretty terrible. So I appreciate the help of the police department. I think they've done a good job given the terrible situation. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
Any questions?
I don't have questions. I'm sorry to hear about the break-in.
Is there any recommendation from staff?
Just continuing the quarterly update, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know what the commissioner's pleasures are.
see any reason to change anything yet?
yeah, until we know more.
Okay,
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Hopefully you get that last person.
Yeah,
I know.
That was quite the. I heard it and it's like, oh, wow.
yeah.
Great to answer by us. Walking around this.
Okay, action items?
All right, commissioners, first half of your resolution number 23-46, a resolution of reappointing Sarah Jarvis to the tourism board for term expiring on December 31st, 2026.
Would make a motion to approve resolution number 23-46, a resolution reappointing Sarah Jarvis to the tourism board for a term expiring December 31st, 2026.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? She did this willingly?
No comment.
Does she know about it?
She knows it well.
Mhm.
Yes.
Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, resolution number 23-47, a resolution reappointing Mary Norby to the Huerfano County Building Authority for term expiring on December 31st, 2026.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2347. To reappoint Mary Norby to the Huerfano County Building Authority. For a term expiring December 31st, 26.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? And she did this willingly.
Yeah, another ill.
Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioner, next have resolution number 23-48, a resolution fixing the employer's contribution for health, dental, and vision benefits for 2024 and beyond.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 23-48, a resolution fixing the employer's contribution for health, dental, and vision benefits for 2024 and beyond.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? It pains me that that this is a necessary move to balance the budget, but I think that this will be an option that this is one of the options that we have to implement. So
I agree with John, but I also feel like we are now getting more even on an even playing field with other employers. So we hate to do it, but we also know that it's past time to make that change.
call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next have motion number 23-49, a resolution accepting a special warranty deed from River Run at Spanish Peak Subdivision Homeowners Association for South Lake Road.
Make a motion to accept resolution 2349. Accepting special warranty deed from River Run Spanish Peak subdivision for South Lake Road.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next have resolution number 23-50, a resolution approving the sale of surplus property known as the Thorn Ranch to Macho Bravo LLC.
Make a motion to accept the resolution 2350. For the sale of surplus property known as the Thorn Ranch to Macho Bravo LLC.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have a waiver of liability This is for the Levita First Baptist Church in Levita. Our Park and Recreation Department will be using their gym for youth basketball in Levita. So it's just a waiver of liability. And this should have Julie's signature on there, not mine.
And you taken a look at this. Make a motion to approve the Huerfano County Park and Recreation waiver of liability to be signed by Chairman John Glushna.
Second that.
I have a motion second, discussion. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Ojeda,
Yes.
Chairman Glushna.
Yes,
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have the County Nation of 2024 Steering Committee proxies. I think, Carl, I don't know if you've experienced this from before, but for CCI's legislative work, they asked us to designate or consider designating proxies for staff that can attend the meetings, essentially.
and to vote in your absence.
Which we avoid doing at all costs.
Oh, no, it cannot be a vote at the county level, right? That's what I read.
I think they changed it where
Oh, it is
staff
vote.
can't vote, but I don't remember.
It is a vote, voting by proxy.
Yeah. So most times we assume you guys are there and double check to make sure you guys are there. So I will say the typical way you've done this is I take most of them and then DHS would take Health and Human Services. I'm open for more division of that if you want.
So if you want to designate the staff designee, it would be Carl for everything except HHS. And that would be Heather Wellman for HHS.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, discussion. Call for the vote, please. Are you okay with that? You're here in person.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, no, I'm good with it. It's always interesting to hear our fellow counties talk about the issues. Did you call for the vote?
Call for the vote.
Okay. Commissioner Ojeda,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes,
Motion passes. All right, commissioners, next I have a request to renew the Aperture contract. This is the company that provides the Emergency Communication Center with their recording system. So this is a renewal from February 2024 to February 2025. The total cost is $4,879.40.
Make a motion to approve the annual Aperture renewal form system maintenance at a total of $4,879.40.
Second that.
have a motion and a second. Discussion, does this come out of this year's budget or is this going to come out in January?
So this morning, I think she said this could come out of this year's budget, but it's not due. Yeah, it is due on receipt.
Okay. Okay, call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Ojeda,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes,
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have for you our preliminary holiday schedule for 2024.
Motion to accept. All the observations, 2024.
Second.
have a motion and a second, discussion. So let me ask my fellow commissioners, so since we are not given raises, do we want to add a personal day in there for police discretion? We have not had this discussion before.
I'm trying to remember. I think we were at 10 holidays or 11 holidays with the personal, and we did away with the personal, but added a holiday.
We
Is that
didn't,
the,
Right.
we didn't do away with the personal day. We just shifted it to PTO from being a holiday.
gotcha. So does that,
I'm just asking.
I don't know if that changes your thought.
It'd be nice to
Yeah. go in and
offer
talk about it.
something out there
Sure.
and in exchange for not, I mean, it's tiny, just.
Would you take,
Yeah,
would
that
you
is-
add a personal day or would you? And take that from the PTO?
Yeah, well, yeah, I would, what I would do is, instead of adding it to holidays observed, I would add it to PTO for next year.
So it'd be a second.
It'll be a second, then, so employees would get that second day just so they get the current. So you get your crew that 8 hours of leave for the personal day. The first day you start on the first day of the year.
Now like a 16.
So this would be a second on the first day you start on the first day of the year.
Is that gonna be a nightmare for timekeeping?
I don't think so. It's basically how I'm interpreting this at the moment, Graham, you haven't made your motion yet, is it'd be basically a bonus in PTO.
Okay, if you can make that work, I'm good with that. Any other discussion?
Do you wanna? Do that as a second motion after this adoption or include it in this motion?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh,
Oh, do you want to do it one motion or two motions?
However you just want to do it. I mean, I kind of already put some notes down as discussion, so if you want to make a motion on the holiday schedule. And then one for the added personal to the, I'm good with that.
Okay, make motion to add it personal.
do we have to call for the vote for that one?
Yeah, we did call for the
Let's
vote
go
for the holiday.
on the first one, holiday schedule. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Lucia.
Yes,
Motion passes.
and motion for adding a personal day, right?
Yes.
Right.
Second,
Have a motion, a second, any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Lucia.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, John. That was a good idea.
That's something.
All righty. So Commissioners, this is a request to apply for College Energy Office's Public Building Rectification Grant, and they put an amount of $720,750. This grant requires a 25% match of $240,250 for a total project cost of $961,000. This grant will replace the gas heat evaporative cooling unit on the Fox with a brand new heat pump heating direct cooling system. It will replace the existing gas-fired boiler and baseboard heaters at 129 Kansas with a new variable refrigerant flow system, and replace the existing gas-fired domestic hot water heater at 129 Kansas with a new heat pump hot water heater. Match for these grants will come from the already awarded Dole Energy Impact Grants for both 129 Kansas and the Fox. So in our meeting last week, I mentioned to you that Gardner was going to be here, and I sort of speculated that, oh, it'll just be 20K. I didn't think it'd be that much. Turned out to be something like 200K. And the reason for that is the grant requires a certain standard of equipment, that heat pump, and that's a whole lot more expensive than what you would find, say, at Sandersville or anything like that. Also a whole lot more efficient, but the total cost for Gardner, including rewiring all the electrical, putting in a heat pump, HVAC system, and a heat pump, hot water heater, an electric stove, was 209,000. So I asked them to go ahead and remove that. I figure we can get to same or similar results by going that on our own. If there was grant money attached to Gardner already, I'd probably feel differently about it, the way there's grant money attached to these other two. But the 61K for Gardner seemed expensive when I think we could probably get what we want to get done there done for 10 bars without it. So actually, I guess I shouldn't expect that how much this cost anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge difference.
Motion to approve the application for the Colorado Energy Office Public Building Electrification Grant in the amount of $720,750 with an additional $240,250 in match from the county.
Second that.
Have a motion, a second, discussion, just an emphasis that that county match is other grant money, so there's nothing coming out of county's reserves or county funds for this.
You look on page 2, there's actually a breakdown there.
Okay. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Angela. Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have for you a request to accept the award of $55,969 from the underfunded courthouse program for a project to repair and enhance physical security at the Huerfano County District Center. The total project cost is $114,438.
Make a motion to approve the underfunded courthouse grant award. Accept the award, 55,969. With the total project cost of $114,438.
You need to add the chair to sign the grant paperwork.
Yes, because this grant paperwork is in the form, it's not a purchase order like most of the others, so. There's a contract that John should be sent in the next couple of weeks.
Page 24.
The 55,969.
No,
Chair to
the
sign.
chair to sign for it.
Oh, to authorize chair to sign for it. Yeah, sorry.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. The matching funds for this will come from Hilt. Is that?
No, they're budgeted in the general fund out of the courthouse budget at the moment.
Okay.
But
So this will be the special courthouse fund, not the general fund. Special courthouse sales tax.
yes,
We'll match this. Okay. Thank you. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andre,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioners, next I have for you a ambulance license service renewal for the Vita Fire Protection District.
Make a motion to approve the license renewal for the 3 ambulance from the Levita Fire Protection District.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. You guys need to say anything?
Well, we have the supporting documentation.
If you have questions.
Is it more than what's in our packet?
No, it's the same.
Thank you.
The one question I had is, are you guys going to try to replace an ambulance next year?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Okay.
This should be the last year of this, I believe, because then the state takes it back over. So.
Okay.
We passed all the ambulance inspections with flying colors. We got the sign off thing from the physician advisor, so all the documentation that we need is, we have,
Okay.
or you have.
Thank you.
And all those valuations are correct
Yes.
or up to date, I should say.
Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Angela,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioners, next I have for you a change order to replace the unit controller on the courthouse HVAC system. Funds for this change come from the Energy Performance Contracting Contingency. And anticipated lead time is 6 to 8 weeks. Total amount is $24,315.
Thank you.
So this is what I mentioned to you guys last week about there being other options. If you want to explore with other options, would of course take longer to accomplish.
Do I make a motion?
I don't know.
Motion to approve the change order 7 for the courthouse train controller in the amount of $24,315.
Painfully second that.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. This
So-
is why I don't like trains.
Those of us who work in this building, of course, appreciate this being fixed and so we can have better HVAC. However, this has been the case for what, many years, or that the system hasn't worked right. So I guess I want to make sure this is the direction you want to go. Do you want us to explore what that geothermal system looks like, could cause? Do you,
I think you
I'd
should
explore
explore it, but you're 2 years out.
At least.
most likely, yeah.
Yeah, I would explore everything, but I think
Yeah.
right now you need to fix this.
Absolutely.
We thank you for not being cold in the summer and hot in the winter.
Unfortunately, this probably will not fix that.
Don't tell anybody that.
Since it was brand new, this has been a problem.
Just make sure we're paying for extended warranties and
Yeah,
I'll double check on the extended on warranties.
well, that'll cost you. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Sproeder,
Yes.
Commissioner Java,
yes,
Jim Glusha,
Reluctantly, yes.
motion passes. All right, commissioners next have a request to renew our code red account. This is on Solid is the name of the company. This is an annual expense that's built into the emergency services budget, so the county can provide reverse 911 notifications to residents that are signed up. Total cost $9,922.50.
make a motion for the purpose of discussion. I recommend the approval of the annual renew for the code red services totaling $9,922.50.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
I know there's a lot of other entities, several other entities that like to utilize our code red. So is that something we should consider collecting a fee for or co-oping on this amount?
So part of me that's doing the budget says, yes, absolutely. But part of me that has to deal with the other entities says, we run dispatch, we should just do it.
Sure. Maybe in our discussions with other municipalities, we can tally a list of things that we provide free of charge, with this one being included, and other services that we provide, just so they understand when we do ask for some support in other programs, if there's a lot that goes one-sided in the county's detriment into their favor.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? I'm sorry.
Don't know if it do much, but yes,
But maybe if you see it on paper, you'll understand.
it's worth the try. Definitely.
Okay, call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Porter,
Yes.
Commissioner Jetta,
Yes,
Jim Glusha,
Yes.
motion passes. Commissioners, this is a small donor grant agreement for Huerfano County, between Huerfano County and Pueblo County. This is actually to allow the Huerfano Los Animas County's District Health Department to apply to receive funds from this grant program. I'm sort of butchering this, so I'm hoping John will save me some, but this is a ratification of the signature from last week.
Page is that on? I've got,
Starting on page 54.
okay.
anything you want to add?
I'll just say that this is money that comes through the opioid settlement through the Attorney General's office, and we created these small grants, $5,000 grants to each county for specifically for education and marketing materials for opioid education. And so the health department has agreed to operate or to use the grant funds to that end, so we don't have to try to invent some kind of an organization or something to spend that money. So this is actually the health department getting a little bit of money for stuff that they're already doing through this process.
To approve the C-Corps opioid response service grant agreement.
Second that.
Have a motion and second discussion. Call. Please.
Commissioner Spooner,
Yes.
Commissioner Jetta,
Yes,
Jim Glusha,
Yes.
motion passes. Commissioners, next I have a purchase order numbered 197 for Roscoe Engineering in the total amount of $39,505. So this was part of the Gardner Main Street piling project, which we had a grant for. That grant expired at the end of June. As we were approaching the end of the grant, I was I thought I was very clear about need to finish all work and all spending has to be done by, all the work has to be done by the end of June. I'm not sure if wires got crossed or something happened there. I know there's a lot going on in Bruce's personal life. But the invoice you have before you is primarily work from August to October. Bruce actually discounted June and July here. But this was 50/50 money, is now 100% county. Bruce did, say he also understands if we don't want to pay it, but I need to give it to you one way or the other.
I would make a motion to pay half this balance since it was 50/50 money.
Second that.
Have a motion, a second, discussion.
Let me give you a figure.
Gordon?
In the amount of $19,752.50.
Any other discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spooner,
Yes.
Commissioner Devon,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right. Commissioners, next, well, this is for your acceptance, not sure really for your approval. This is the updated housing need assessment for Huerfano County. This H&A will help developers across the county qualify for housing development funding over the course of the next year. That day was completed by SC Group, and the work was made a whole lot cheaper by complementing it with other planning projects that are going on at the same time, such as our comprehensive plan and the IHOP planning effort.
Motion to accept the updated housing need assessment.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. So I'm gonna just, on the executive summary, it talks about aging and declining population. The mid 2000s, a population of 7,823. That includes 752 inmates at the prison, which I don't know that anybody has accounted for that in the population as a declining population. So we had that, and they counted that as a population that accounted for towards our conservation trust fund money. We lost the prison, and now they say that we have a declining population. So
With taking that out, is there a true decline?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that. I always wondered.
Yeah. No kidding.
We're almost back to 750, then we're almost back to
7,000.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 6,920. Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know that as well.
Okay. Any other discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Reuter,
Yes.
Commissioner Devon,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. Commissioners, next I have a bulk water permit for Brittany and Daniel Elliott. See, Williams is here, so are there any recommendations, comments, concerns?
He lives in Levita and their well is dropping in water production. And since he's outside the 10-mile radius of Walsenburg, he was hoping that he could get the Gardner permit. He has 4 permitted structures right now. And no code violations.
And we have plenty of water to sell, right?
I didn't hear you, but
We have plenty of water to sell.
Yeah, we're in the new water year,
Right.
so, and we also did that where we combine the contracts. So
Make a motion to approve bulk water permit 230012.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha,
Yes.
motion passes. Commissioners, next I have bulk water permit number 23-0010 for Gail Messenger.
She is in Gardner. And we went investigated her property. She has a house and 4 permanent structures on the property. She applied for a bulk water permit because her well is not producing enough water. The well's only producing 20 gallons every 3 days right now.
Motion to approve bulk water permit 23-0010.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. Is this within Gardner's
Yes.
water service, not bulk water, but water system?
No.
634.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha,
Yes.
motion passes. Commissioners, next I have bulk water permit 23-0011 for Wade Alberti. Thank you.
So Wade already has applied for a bulk water permit. He has an abandoned house on the property, which is very old, built in the probably early 1900s. He is looking to refurbish it and remodel it. He does have a building permit right now, which allows him to camp on the property. He is dumping his black water at Dakota Campground. I forgot to include in your packets the letter that shows that he is dumping with receipts showing that he is dumping there at Dakota Campground. He does not own the property at this moment. He is making payments to CMJM until he pays off the property. He was getting his water somewhere else, and that place no longer can sell water. So he is currently getting his water up at the campground in Colorado City at KOA.
Didn't you have other things on there in the property that was a concern, or was there not? Did I read that wrong?
There was a concern on there, but we discussed it with him yesterday. We were kind of concerned where he was dumping his black water, and we did get that cleared up.
Well,
And then there was just the house, the boarded up house. And I hadn't found the building permit until yesterday, and I did find the building permit, so he is camping there legally.
oh,
And the building permit was issued August 3rd of this year. He didn't just recently get it.
okay.
And I do, I think I put that in your notes.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that I wasn't quite sure about on there, so. I'll make a motion to approve the bulk water permit 23-0011 for Walter. Or, I mean,
Albert Lee.
yeah, that guy.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andretta,
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, commissioners, next I have for you a bulk water permit for Nicole Sutter. After reviewing resolution 18-50. On page 1, under application and services, it states inclusions, water, bulk water, and service shall be furnished. Only the person's property is included within the subject to the rules and regulations and location by the district. Issuance of a water account does not guarantee a source of water in perpetuity. Which,
Well, there's no references in the resolution. It just says if you live in the area code 81040. It doesn't state if you have to have a water tap or not. It does not state if you can't have bulk water if you have a water tap. There is nothing in the entire resolution.
Is there in the Gardner water operating rules? Not in the bulk water resolution. Is 1850, is that what adopted
It's both bulk water and water tap. Everything that it states in the resolution, it says residents in that area, it says bulk water and sewer service. It says water, bulk water and sewer service is how it's referenced throughout the entire resolution.
So, but did you look at the rules and regulations? So the resolution is one thing, the rules and regulations are another. I think the rules and regulations say
In what one, for GPID?
for GPID.
Where would I find the rules and regulations?
Yeah. I'm more familiar with the resolution.
Because I did refer to,
The resolution has all the rates and everything, so the packet. There's another set of rules, I'm not aware of it.
I was under the impression that the resolution covered all of the rules and regulations. At the end of the rules and regulations, it does state that I left my right in the other room, but it states something that you guys are in charge of the GPID rules and regulations.
Right.
I can go get resolution 1850 if you need.
There should be reference to the guideline.
See regulations in the future.
I would actually ask that we not address this until we get clarity, but so there's two things, and I believe that one of them is that if a dwelling can be served by an existing system, that they have to tie onto that system. Okay.
I didn't see anything throughout the entire resolution, but if there's another source that I can look into, I'm going to.
So, and I think state statute actually says that one.
For sewer, for sure, I wasn't sure about the water tax.
So I would,
You need to check
before we address this, I'm pretty sure that is required by the statute. And if our regulations don't say that, it needs to.
So everything that's highlighted, that's the one we just read. And then as we go along, it gives you just the fees here. And then I have to highlight it again here. It just, everything that has to do with the residential there. But I honestly didn't think about looking into the state statute.
I know there's one for sewer. I'm not aware of one for water, but it's also not exactly my expertise.
Okay. So can we table this until we get a clarification on that?
Okay.
So
Just question mark, I don't remember the answer. What's the current status of that residence? Are they living there or?
No, she's living, her family lives in Levita. She is, I forgot who she's related to. Oh, she is the daughter-in-law to Nancy Cruz.
That doesn't really matter, but.
I know,
They're
but
not-
I'm just thinking, but they live in Levita, then they're purchasing the house for her father to live in.
Okay.
He's not in it yet, but they purchased it for him to live in,
so there's no one living there.
not at the moment,
Okay, so if we can get
that I know
that
of.
clarified before we move forward.
Should have a little bit.
As far as I know, there's nobody living.
Thank you.
Right, Commissioner, that's our purchase order number 193. In the amount of $40,002.16. For the Walterburg Sand and Gravel, this is for the Gardner helipad. And this is covered by grant funds from CDOT Aeronautics.
Motion to approve purchase order 193 for the Gardner helipad in the amount of $40,002.16.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. This is $2 over their court.
I think you should only pay them.
Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spillier,
Yes.
Commissioner Andreetta,
Yes.
Chair McLeisha,
Yes.
motion passes. Commissioner, next I have for you, purchase order number 199. This is for in the amount of $40,000 for CTSI, our insurance company. This is a deductible for the Fouch v. Newman et al. Case. We don't have another example of, you couldn't remember or find an example of us having to do this, but the insurance company explained that this is a deductible that is required based on the extended law enforcement coverage. So because they've expended more than 40,000, they want us to pay them the 40,000.
I thought we didn't have any expenditures for these lawsuits.
So this is the legal expenses. So the sheriff claimed, or
Oh,
his statements are that he hasn't lost the lawsuit, but the cost of
Fighting the lawsuit.
Yeah.
defending the sheriff at this point is a $48,000 bill. And we have $40,000 deductible. So the insurance company pays $8,000. We pay $40,000.
Is this an annual deductible
No, this is per
case?
case. Mhm.
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve purchase order number 199 in the amount of $40,000 for the purpose of discussion.
So I second that.
I have a motion second discussion.
I just want to reopen the conversation of the possibility of having someone at the sheriff's department in charge of focusing on looking over, having some aspect of the budgeted items. So there is no disconnect of what is actually being paid and going out the door. And it's not misconstrued and misconceived. So if we could, have that conversation of having a separate budget or having separate set of books or having someone involved in those line items. So we can all be on the same page and make educated decisions moving forward together as a united team instead of them not, and I don't think that it's to the fault of the sheriff's office. I just feel like we're doing the finances. They may not know the expenditures that are going out the door. So I would just like to have more cooperation.
So this payment doesn't come out of the sheriff's budget. It comes out of the general fund, which includes the sheriff's budget.
Right.
But this comes out of other administration. It's a shared service. This is what we have it earmarked out of.
I feel like it's important, especially because of the agreement with the city of Wellsburg, to understand exactly to the penny what is being paid towards that department.
Exactly.
And I feel like if we had a liaison, I don't know how the right way to work it, but the sheriff needs to know exactly what's coming in and what's going out. And we need to take things out of the general and put it into that fund so the city of Wellsburg and the county can know exactly what the expenditures are.
So I think I know what you're asking, and that person is Melanie Petty.
Okay.
It is by statute in the general fund. The only time sheriff's expenses are outside the general fund, unless you consent to moving them out of there, or if the voters have established a law enforcement authority in the unincorporated part of the county, that is in a separate fund. That there is some sort of weird contracting metric with the county, so that money goes from that separate fund into the general fund. But the general fund is, I think I explained this to Kim a few months ago when she was doing training, was the general fund is one pool.
Right.
And every department has a straw that they take out of it. And this analogy is all going off the rails, but so if one department sucks out of it more than their allotted share, it goes down for everybody.
Right.
And that's one of the more difficult things to understand about how counties function, particularly in Colorado. But generally speaking, most counties function this way across the nation. Each elected official has their own bucket, per se, they're part of the general fund, but they're all in there together.
And there's no way to put a line item next to it or an allocation to say, okay, this is the total for treasurer, clerk and recorder, sheriff.
We do that.
Right.
But we need to include these into that line item, so we know it's coming from the sheriff, if nothing else, if it's appropriate.
Yeah, you could book this in professional services in the sheriff's department.
Right.
Right.
And I think we need to go as far as to figure out a way to track time for, say, IT, for example. You know, if we have an IT budget and 50% of it is being spent to the sheriff's office, we need to be able to track that back to show the true expenses. Because we're in cooperation with the city of Wilsonburg.
Yeah, I agree.
I know it's gonna
How
be
about
challenging,
detail?
but you have to have accurate books.
I like detail too as well.
Oh, guys. Let's discuss this
Yes,
later.
please.
Okay,
Great, so we have a motion and a second to pay the CTSI $40,000 deductible. Any other discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Spooner,
yes.
Commissioner Andrea,
Yes,
Chairman Galusha.
Yes,
Motion passes. All right, last but not least, we have a purchase order number 198 for Daughter Abstract in the amount of $2,250 for Fiesta Park Research. This is related to that survey we're doing for the health department, or we're doing with the health department, I should say. This is just the funds to do that research and get that ball rolling. Somewhere along the line, they sent to us and we must have missed it. So that's
I
why
thought the
this
health
is,
department got a planning grant.
they did for, I think, for the schematic design, the next phase of building design. I don't know that the survey was included in that grant because we started it before they were awarded.
right, so the deeds there's several different parcels down there that make up the community center grounds. The legal descriptions on the deeds do not close. And so that's what this survey is gonna do, is to close those and create one parcel out
But
of
we
it.
can't wrap that into their planning grant.
I don't, probably not, because this was before the award of the grant.
Gotcha.
Make a motion, pay purchase order 198, Daughter Abstract for the Fiesta Park Research. In the amount of $2,250.
Second,
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Andrea,
yes,
Commissioner Spooner,
Yes,
Chairman Galusha.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, and that's the end of action items. Staff reports just for me, we are going to, just FYI that we're going to close the front door of the courthouse tomorrow. And people will be able to enter in through the south entrance, the entrance on Fifth Street. Other than that, most of my staff report made its way into action items, so I don't have anything else for you.
County Attorney.
Nothing to report at this meeting. We have executive sessions.
Correspondence, Mr. Young.
So Commissioners, first I have, 9A is a public service announcement, notice of public hearing from the State Board of Equalization regarding one of our cases before them. 9B is your CAP monthly report. 9C is the technical update from CTSI on the proper handling of trash. 9D is a field observation report for the Fox Theater roof rehabilitation for Conformance Design. I will point out that, I guess, I'm not sure how familiar you are, but I know John is. We did add an access hatch on the roof because the old access was from the balcony to the attic. It had to sort of We had a bridge to go across it. They're gonna close that off. So, and there'll be an access hatch from outside to in, so.
Thank you.
Other than that, it is pretty cool work to see how far they've gotten, and there's still some more work to go, of course. 9E is a letter from McDougal Woodridge regarding our 2024 fees. 9F is a letter that we should have put into your packet last week regarding the Raymond Aguirre Community Center Board. 9G is a field report on the courthouse masonry project. And 9H is a receipt from Spanish Healthcare Foundation for their 2023 annual charity golf tournament. And that is the end of correspondence.
I would entertain a motion for an executive session to discuss the purchase, acquisition, lease, sale, or transfer of personal or other property under CRS 24640224A, the Thorn Ranch, and 24640222F, meeting with an employee.
Second.
Discussion of personnel matters.
So moved, I should say. I said second, but I should say so moved.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Boyd,
Yes.
Commissioner Godu,
Yes.
Chairman Galusha,
Yes.
motion passes.
Sorry, I thought you said something else.
That wasn't very clear.
Like, I couldn't figure that one out. Sorry. It's okay.
And we have upcoming meetings at 1:30 with Nathan Schultz, a potential attorney, and a 2:00 meeting with Nathan Schultz to review the county handbook. And with that, I will recess the regular meeting. Thank you, everyone.
No decision.
No decisions will be made in executive session or after.
Thank you.
Thank you.